Gar from Android Authority. What's going on, everybody? And here we are taking a live look at the Sony Xperia Z3. This is the new update to the Xperia line. They do have a bi-yearly type of release schedule, so you are seeing an incremental change in the Xperia line with this new iteration, but we will say that we do like what we see. Now, we are here live on the floor, so I am giving you this live look, but we will have an even closer look at this in a more controlled environment, which is where I will give you a much better look at all of the features of the phone. But I will talk at length about the changes that are in this version of the Xperia. The Z3, or the Z3 if you so choose to call it that, now comes with a more rounded look all around, and you can see here that all of the ports are still available, and you can easily just take the port covers out in order to get to the micro SD card slot, and also the charging ports and the SIM tray, of course. We also have the button layout right here on the side that has the signature silver power button right here that has a pretty meaty feel to it already, but also has the volume rockers below it, and of course that great dedicated camera button here where my thumb is. From there, we do have a much lighter device all around as well, and it's actually also quite a bit thinner. At only 7mm, this is quite a bit thinner than the original Z2, which came in at a little bit of a thicker size. Right here we have on the back, you're going to notice that I actually have a special color on here, the first one of its kind in the Xperia line. This is the copper edition of the phone. But as far as the innards go, we do get the bump to the Snapdragon 801 in terms of the processor, and the Adreno 330 for all of the gaming that you would need. And the camera itself also has the 20.7 megapixel optics that will allow you to get the same type of great image quality that you already expected from the Xperia line, especially in the Z2. Now, jumping into the actual software itself, what we will see here, let me just bump up the brightness there for you to make it a little bit easier to see. What we will see here is the Xperia UI still really looking as simplistic as it does. It looks pretty much as close to a stock Android build as you can really sort of muster, with the app drawer, a small pullover over there, and the home screens. It's really kind of simplistic, keeps it about the way that you already expect from the Xperia UI from previous iterations. And here's the recent app screen, and of course we have the quick settings right over here in the notification drop-down. Now, this is basically the Xperia UI we do remember, but we would expect some upgrades to be throughout, just little optimizations throughout the actual operating system and the user interface itself. Now, one thing that I'm really excited about, especially when it comes to the Z3 itself and the Z3 Tablet Compact, is the fact that these are the first phones and tablets that will be able to connect to the PlayStation 4, as you can see this icon down here, in order for you to do some remote play. So if you have both of the devices on the same network and you need to give up your spot at the TV, you will be able to have your playing experience here on this screen and also on the tablet screen, which is really great. So you will be able to stream those games over and have a great time with those. Looking at some of the applications in here, we have a lot of the same experiences, and the PS4 connectivity is really the marquee feature here, especially for those of you gamers out there. Taking a look at these small apps, we do still have these small apps right here that will allow you to have small applications that will give you access to some quick tools on top of the types of experiences that you're already having, whether it be in the browser or anywhere in the operating system, really. Like, for example, calculator, if we take a look at that right here. And these small apps are something that Sony has really had in their phones since the beginning of the Xperia line, really, and they continue here in the Z3. Taking a look at the camera here, you'll see that the operating system provides the same type of camera experience that you've come to expect already, with all of the modes in here that have a lot of them that do return, but there are a couple of new ones, like, for example, Face In, and also AR has been turned into AR Fun, which will allow you to have some fun with all of your pictures. But from there, we will look at the settings real quick. Aspect ratio at 16:9 in this case. Now, that will allow us to have, actually, you know what, we're in the superior auto mode. Let's go to manual. We can take a look at the settings from there. Here's the resolution. We do have the 20.7 up there, as you can see at the top, but there is also the 15.5 megapixel if you still want to take a large 16:9 photo, and the 8 megapixel down there. Now, you will be able to use all of the modes in the 8 megapixel mode if it's the same as the Z2, and it does look like it will be. From there, we have the same type of options all around that allow it to be pretty customizable when it comes to getting the kind of image that you want. And really, the experience seems to be quite the same only with some enhancements that are somewhat on the outside and somewhat on the inside. As far as the feel goes, if you did feel the Xperia Z2 and then you put this in your hand, you will think that the optimization is pretty nice. This rounded feel really gives it a nice touch, and it really does make it feel a lot sleeker than before. This copper color does look quite nice, and with a lighter form all around, with a thinner body, it does feel like an even more premium device than before, with a much easier handling experience than before as well. So that's just a quick look at the Xperia Z3 or Z3 that does bring quite a few of the same things you would expect from the Xperia Z2, but further enhances the feel on the inside and out in certain particular ways. So keep it tuned to Android Authority as we're going to bring you yet another look at the Z3, and we're also going to compare it to the Z2 as well once we get our hands on it in a more controlled environment. We'll also take a look at the Z3 Compact, the Z3 Tablet Compact, and the Sony smartwatch sporting Android Wear in another video coming up very soon. So keep it tuned here because we are your source for all things IFA 2014.